celebrating 4 years on my channel. Let's celebrate by going retro video game hunting. My local honey hole, my local thrift store recently reopened, and I'm going to go see what they have. I'm also going to try to hit up Family Video and my local pawn shop. Let's see what I get. Thanks for watching. On this edition of the 4-year anniversary Cup Chasers, random electronics here. I always look at this shelf to see what they have. If there's anything random like a DVD Blast Family Guy edition. Here are some random VHS tapes. I do collect VHS loosely. Now their deal is $20 for $1. So I couldn't pass up a few here and there. There's also quite a few DVDs, and I picked these up because they're $1 a piece, and usually I can get some good trade value from these DVDs. They're normally in really good shape, and the ones that are kind of iffy I leave behind. I also like to pick up complete series sets. More and more VHS. Now, if you're into Disney, if you're into some old school 90s VHS goodness, this is the place to go. And you guys can understand why I had a collection of 500 VHS tapes. 20 for $1. My gosh, there was one time I remember coming out of this store with 100 VHS tapes. I think you guys get the picture. There's a lot of VHS here. Now, I don't record the video games in the store because they're behind the counter in the front of the store, and I try to be as respectful as possible in the store because I love coming here. Here at my local pawn shop, I don't normally film in here because these guys are really cool and I try to respect them, but I'll show you guys what I get. Last stop, Family Video. Now, I have pretty much cleaned out this Family Video. There were a lot of Wii U titles, a lot of 3DS titles, but I have gone in and I purchased a lot of them in previous months. This Family Video still has quite a few PlayStation 3 titles that I can snag up. I might be doing that in the next month or so, and I'll check my collection before I purchase some of these titles. Okay, let's get into my pickups. First things first, my local honey hole, my thrift store. They are not taking donations at this time, and I understand why. COVID-19 and all that. They're understaffed right now, and they're kind of a skeleton crew. So what you guys see here, this is stuff that was actually sitting around before the pandemic started, and it's stuff that they processed right before they closed. They recently reopened, and I did find some stuff. Okay, I went literally the day that they closed the store down for several months, and they actually let me look through the games, and this is kind of the remnants of that. Now, I did pick up some non-gaming stuff. First off, I got a Beatles record, and I collect some Beatles stuff. I actually have the complete discography of the Beatles on vinyl. I don't have this one, so I had to add it to the collection. It was $3. I mean, you can't pass that up. Now, the actual condition of this, it's in pretty poor shape. The vinyls themselves are actually in pretty good shape, but I'm just going to add it to the collection. I don't have this one. So yeah, kind of cool. The gaming stuff I got, I didn't get a whole lot. So I got Forza, This is Forza Horizon 2, and it is in minty shape. Oh man, that looks really good. This is actually a DVD. Patton. Actually am a really big fan of this particular movie, and it's a pretty good movie. When did this movie come out? 1969. Recommend it. And then this is sealed. This is Vacation Isle Beach Party on the Wii. I mean, it was sealed, $5. Why not? You know, this could be one of those titles that is sought after in 20 years. Who knows? Probably not. Now, I do collect some VHS stuff, and this thrift store, they do 20 VHS tapes for $1. Now, if you buy them individually, it's $0.25 a piece. So you guys do the math. I picked up 20 VHS tapes. Now, I'm going to keep every single one of these. Probably not. I actually sold my VHS collection about a year ago or so, and I had somewhere between 400 and 500 VHS tapes. Now I'm down to about 20, well, 40 now, but I try to collect what I want and what I think is cool. I don't watch VHS. I'm not that kind of person. I probably watch Laserdisc more than VHS. But I'll show you guys what I got. Ninja Turtles. Funny They Shrunk. Michelangelo. Now this is cool because it's a high C promotion here. And why not? I'm going to add it to the collection. I don't know if it's exclusive. That's staying in the collection. Chitty Chitty Bang Bang. Probably not. Neverending Story. I might keep that one. I haven't made my mind up. This I'm keeping for sure. D2. Now, I've gone through a Mighty Ducks kind of nostalgia season here. I recently got HBO Max, and all 3 Mighty Duck movies are on there, and I watched them. And oh man, I love me some Mighty Ducks. Now, this series is flawed. It's not the best, but it's 90s nostalgia. Some more 90s nostalgia. The Mighty Morphin Power Rangers. I'm keeping this. I absolutely loved this movie as a kid. I hated the Power Rangers, oddly enough. I was kind of a little jealous, if you will, because I was a Ninja Turtles fan and I knew how popular the Power Rangers were. This I'm probably getting rid of. A Kid in King Arthur's Court. This is a Disney movie. Pinocchio. I'm going to get rid of that one. It's kind of dirty anyway. Free Willy. I'm probably going to keep this just because I remember watching the movie and loving it for some reason as a kid. This I'm keeping as well. E.T. Now there's a gazillion copies of this out there, I know. But I hardly ever see this clamshell version. I always see the old school one from the 80s, and I'll probably just hang on to that one. Some more VHS goodness here. Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles 3. I don't know if I have this one or not, but the really cool thing is, you guys see that, this came from my local rental store, Cinema Plus. So that's another reason why I picked it up. I'm pretty sure I probably rented that as a kid. Episode 1, I actually ended up buying 2 copies of that. I'm probably going to use that as trade bait. Episode 2, this will be a nice Christmas gift for somebody. Now, I got this only for one reason. Never Been Kissed. I don't know if I've even seen the movie. I probably did. But it has some rental stickers on it. And this is from my local rental store, Cinema Plus, the one that I used to go to as a kid, and I could not pass that up. That's going in. That's staying in the collection. This, I don't know if I'm gonna get rid of it or not. This is Forrest Gump, if I could talk here, and it looks like it could have been a rental, but I don't think it's a rental from my local shop. So I'll probably end up getting rid of that one. This, Mary Poppins, I'm not going to keep that. I mean, I like the movie, don't get me wrong. Love the movie as a kid. Tombstone. Keeping this. I think I got rid of it. I don't know why, because this is one of my all-time favorite movies. And this is like in pristine shape, like brand spanking new. Some more movies. Almost done with the movies. Matrix. Keeping that one. It's kind of a holographic picture there, so kind of cool. Another copy of episode 1. Batman. I actually ended up getting rid of my copy, I guess, when I sold off all 500 VHS tapes that I owned. And then Robin Hood. This was just one that I picked up to, equal 20 movies, if you will. And I'm like, I remember watching that as a kid, and I enjoyed it. I actually have some nostalgia for the toys. There was a toy line for Robin Hood, the Prince of Thieves. And I might want to track down a couple of the toys, if you will. But yeah. Alright, I did pick up some DVDs. And some of this stuff, it's for trade. It's for, if I go to, say, Grumpy Bob's or, Slackers or whatever. And usually these are about $1 a piece. Now, I only pick them up, A, if I think I'm going to watch them, or B, they're in really, really good shape. And $1 a piece, you can't beat them. This is John Adams. I've never seen this series. I'm probably going to try to watch it. I know it's really, really long. There's like 7 parts to it. Let me know what you guys think of this. This was an HBO special, so we'll try it out. Super Friends, The Lost Episodes, 24 episodes on 2 discs. So I'm not sure if I'm gonna even try to watch this. I think that this is just gonna be trade bait. Now these, I'm not a fan of this series in the slightest. I did watch this series as a kid. I mean, who didn't in the 90s? It was pretty good back then. There actually was a revival and it failed. Roseanne Barr, she came out with some very questionable tweets, if you will. And they fired her. So Roseanne, these are complete seasons too. So I have season 1 here, season 4, and I like to buy these box sets when I find them because A, they're cheap, and B, sometimes they're hard to come by. Now these are pretty common, but I can probably get double for what I paid for, if not triple, in trade. So we'll see. Here's the 2nd season. I don't plan on watching any of them. And the discs are immaculate. Here's the 3rd season. And then the 5th season. I don't even know how many seasons there were. I know it was a very long series. And basically they messed up, and Roseanne, she jumped the shark and killed Dan and all that. This isn't a Roseanne sitcom YouTube channel, so I'm gonna stop with that. One last pickup I got from my thrift store. Oh man, this is radical. Okay, this is it's a Tandy Radio Shack pinball game. Okay, now I don't have any memory of this particular model or game. I might have seen it in Radio Shacks in the 90s. From my understanding, this came out in the mid 90s, Radio Shack, and this thing is in pristine shape. I paid $5 for it. It works. I'll turn it on for a second. It's loud. And it's kind of like an air hockey game, kind of like a pinball game with a little puck. And it's okay. I tried playing it. I might do a video of this on my channel just because it's so bizarre and so 90s. I thought it was something from the 80s, but doing some research, it did come out in the 90s. And this thing is like almost brand new. And this kind of stuff I love finding in thrift stores and then finding out the value of them. I mean, if I really wanted to, I could flip this and make like 40, 45 bucks if I really, really wanted to. I haven't decided, you know. Do I collect this kind of stuff? Kind of, sort of. Am I nostalgic for this stuff? Not really. But it is something from the 90s from my childhood, and it's kind of cool. It's called Air Pinball. If you're curious, you guys can look it up, and it's a Radio Shack pinball machine. So yeah, there's that. One last thing I got from my thrift store, I forgot to show off. This is really, really radical. This is actually a yearbook from 1983 from my high school. Okay, I did not graduate in 1983. I'm a 2000s kid. I'm not going to tell you guys exactly, but you know, finding this kind of local history in a thrift store is amazing. I actually looked through this. I teach at this high school. So yeah, just looking through it and actually seeing some of my old teachers when they were younger. Oh my gosh, it was amazing. And some of the things that they were writing about and complaining about is actually kind of hilarious. There's actually some mention of Atari in here, of all things. And also one of the local theaters opened up this year too. So kind of cool. This is from that pawn shop I visited, and he gave me a really, really good deal. I'm going to show you guys everything that I got. And some I'm going to keep, some I'm going to resell. Missouri Game Con is a possibility of next year, 2021. But I got Super Smash Brothers, the 3DS version. I own it. That's going to be a resell. Pokemon Omega Ruby. I own that already. And Pokemon is always very desirable, easy to sell. People want to buy it. Pokemon Sun. This is another one I'm going to resell. And I never really played Sun. I have played Ruby, the original Ruby edition. Now, these are the couple that I'm going to keep. I don't have Yoshi's New Island. And I actually bought this for my nephews years and years ago and been wanting to play it. It's basically a remastered edition or remake of Yoshi's Island on the Super Nintendo. So yeah, that's staying in the collection. Every single pickup video ever, I drop something. Pokemon Ultra Moon. This is staying in the collection. Anytime I can find Pokemon games for dirt cheap, I gotta get them, okay? These were really, really cheap as well. Injustice 2. This is the Legendary Edition. So that's kind of neat to have in the collection there. Just another PlayStation 4 game. Tekken 7. Oddly enough, I don't own Tekken 7 in the collection. So I know there's some like DLCs out there. I will probably end up playing this at some point. Huge fan of the series. It's kind of getting a little stale in my opinion. So we'll see. I have not played this. So we'll see. That's going in the collection. And this is just common trade bait. Or, you know, I'm going to sell it Missouri Game Con, NCAA Football 05, and then Madden 02. These are GameCube games. I know they're sports games, but I'm just adding some common titles that I can sell off for dirt cheap. And I believe, they're not complete, but NCAA is, but who cares? The discs are immaculate. So these are the pickups I got from my family video. And these were all free. They were given to me. I love it when this happens. I actually was going to give her some money. And she's like, no, just take it. I was going to throw it out anyway. So why not? And they actually were saving something for me. It'd been a while since I'd been in. And I go in there all the time and buy a ton of used video games that are on sale. One time I went in there and I spent like close to $200 on, you know, like $5 games and stuff like that. So they like me. Why not? This is really radical. I want to make sure I get it framed. This is Final Fantasy VII Remake. This is a poster. This is some promotional stuff that they get when new games come out. She said she had like 3 of these posters, and they only got 1 copy in, and she saved this one specifically for me. So thank you very much, my local family video. And got some more free stuff too. And you know, I love signage. I'm not sure where I'm gonna put this stuff yet. It's gonna go up in the game room, obviously, and I might try to put it with my particular collections of these consoles, if you will. But I got these are like signs in front of the games they have for rent, and they recently kind of downsized their video game collection, if you will. And I just asked, like, hey, do you have any extra signage that you'd be willing to sell or give me or whatever? And this is one of them. This is a Wii. And I'm not the biggest Wii fan, but I still have a little bit of nostalgia for the Wii. And I collect for the Wii, so why not? I'm going to keep that one in the collection. This is cool. I absolutely love the Nintendo DS. So this is a Nintendo DS sign, and I'll show you guys the entirety of it. And they would reuse a lot of their signage. This is just something that they would print out, and a lot of these signs, they, like I said, they would reuse them for multiple things, and for some reason they were just getting rid of these. So yeah, awesome, got them for free. This is cool. I'm not the biggest Microsoft guy, but we have a Xbox 360 sign. Totally awesome. I don't know if I'm going to keep this one or not. I probably will, just because I'm a weirdo. And this stuff I love. I just love having this. Is just kind of like local history for me, because when I was in college and a little after, I would rent games like crazy. And when I was in middle school and high school, I would rent games from that family video as well. So yeah, this is definitely staying in the collection. This is a PlayStation 3 sign, and absolutely love the PlayStation 3, so why the heck not? And then this is a double of the Wii, and that may or may not be sold, traded, I don't know. I mean, I wouldn't get much out of this. I might be lucky if I get like 10 or 15 bucks. But there are collectors out there who love this kind of stuff. So I might just hang on to it and hang it up somewhere in the game room. So there it is. Thanks guys for watching. I hope you enjoyed this video. Seeing what pickups I got. Happy 4-year anniversary to my channel. I know it's a little late, but yeah, I love video game hunting. And yeah, this pandemic has slowed me down tremendously, but it's slowed down a lot of people. And there's a lot worse things to worry about, think about, than picking up retro video games, right? And let me know what you guys think of my pickups, and what are some recent pickups that you guys have acquired here lately through this pandemic. Have you gone solely through the mail? Have you been using Facebook? Let me know in the comments below. Alright guys, thanks for watching, and I hope you have a great rest of your day.